When do you think the cast of 90 Day Fiancé the other way would be finished clowning around? No, trust issues and unpleasant surprises continue. So I'm here to go over them with you and give my opinion of what I think. Hi, Grandma Bev here from Life with Grandma Bev, and welcome back to my channel. Well, it's time to do a recap with my opinion, my interpretations of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Hi, Callie. Kitty cat just came in. You have to excuse my lighting. It's later, and no, not late, but like it's after 7:30, almost 8 o'clock. I have to have this light on because the light from the window just isn't enough. And I can't use one of those round lights because then you see the light in my glasses. But anyway, back to business. Let's start with Debbie and Usama. Well, Debbie's ready to go. And why? Well, she told his parents finally that, or at least his father and his sister, that she's staying there permanently and she's not bringing him to the U.S. And he just keeps his straight face, like it's just staring at his sister, and the look on her face is, because they've been planning since they were kids that they were both going to get out of there and go to the U.S. Do I have something on my lip? No, who knows? But Debbie spent the night there at his parents' house, and she was describing the facilities. The toilet, she says, has material on, like piece of material like glued all around the lid you sit on. Oh my God, I thought. I mean, you don't really know these people, and you're all sitting on the same toilet on material, that you can't clean off easily. And the shower involves a hose. Yeah, she says this isn't one of those weird shag rugs that people pull over a toilet lid to match the bathroom rug. This was like upholstery. She says she doesn't mention any of this to Usama because, why bother, right? Instead, she tells him that she has presents for his family. Well, he says his mother is resting, but she can bring his father. So she brings out this bag, and inside of it are all these little painting supplies. I mean, like for drawing with pencils and things like that. And I guess apparently when his dad was growing up, he liked to do that, and said he was surprised and very touched. He mentions that he's so excited that Debbie will be taking Usama to the United States. And, what? Debbie says, no. So it's clear to her, red flag, he's misled his family about what their plans are. So she tries to do non-confrontational clearing the air of what's going on, which is what she felt she and Usama had already discussed. So she's too polite to really be mean about it, Well, his sister, you can tell by the look on her face, just, deeply worried situation, even though no one's talking about it. So, these isn't the first lie that she's had to notice about Usama. So she and Usama go for a walk on the farm, and they've got like painting materials because their love of painting, she feels, is painting and outdoors and stuff is what attracted them to each other. And first off, she wants to ride on this donkey. She's got a good spirit, So he puts these blankets on the donkey, and she gets on her, and she goes falling off the donkey. And of course, she's laughing. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I just continue talking like I don't even notice her going by. You get used to it after a while. So she finally notices that his mood's getting worse when she wants to talk about the future. So he wants to just paint in silence and talk later. But she's heard that before. Like he wants to, when she talks about wanting to go for their own apartment, he'll talk about it later. Red flag, red flag. Finally, he looks at her with this mad look on his face. Are you crazy? Insisting that they cannot do everything in one day. He says, you have a mental illness, sickness, or something. So, of course, Debbie feels hurt and indignant. Then it takes a weird, dark turn. He says that you will, he threatens her. Wait a minute. I got these notes on the screen. That he tells her that their plan is that she will take him to the United States where he will work. Oh, good luck with that one, right? If she doesn't like that, he threatens, then they can break up. This is a total change of plans. It is an ultimatum. And it is not clear to Debbie or to viewers where all this is coming from. Well, those of us who have a little bit more experience, well, though she should have. She's in her 60s, they don't know where this is coming from. It's just hard to watch because it's like she's just shocked. It's like red flag. Oh, did we try to tell her? Then we moved to Danielle and Johan. I told you how she had done this birthday party. What are you doing, by the way? And he didn't appreciate it because he said she had ruined his birthday the day before by telling about her friend who she'd had a relationship with before, was coming to see her. Well, she still went and saw him. I'd say, Johan, that's a red flag for you because culturally for him, that's just a sign of disrespect. And she doesn't seem to care, does she? So they meet. His name is Taylan, Taylan. They meet in a public place. They go on a little boat tour. Just the two of them on the boat tour, though. And I guess apparently they met in Florida and ended up living together for 5 months during the virus. Though they were intimate during that time, he sees her more as a friend and mentor. So, but he's kind of a cutie. He's a basketball player, and so he goes all around playing basketball. And that's why they didn't stay together. So he finds it odd that Johan doesn't want to meet her. But of course he would, because he's more of an American background. Then we moved to Gabriel and Isabel. Well, Gabriel met with his sister and his mother, broke the news to them that he and Isabel are getting married. Now, it's been 3 months all of a sudden, okay? Since he left Isabel. So, the sister's still kind of hesitating, and she's real strong, said first gal. And he says to her that Isabel's the same way. So she's wondering if she's going to get along because Mama and sister are going to go to the wedding, which is in 2 weeks. He's leaving the next day to go back. And then they will fly there for the wedding. Do you ever notice how he's just constantly sitting there playing with his mustache or doing stuff with his legs? He's a nervous guy. So being his sister is so direct, he's worried that, Isabel might not put up with that. What are you getting into? Hey, get out of there. Sorry about that. Mind of their own. But they say they support him and they understand. And a few bumps in the conversation, but now, they fast forward. It's 2 weeks before the wedding. He's going back, and Monica's taking him there. She still has concerns, but they still love each other. They're brother and sister. So then we get to Jen and Rishi. Well, I guess he's agreed that Jen and her two friends, Randy and Myra, I don't know why I can't remember her name, they're going to go meet his parents. Well, she's talked it over with the girls, and they've decided that one of the girls is going to mention to his parents, what do you think of him being engaged? God. And they hire a translator that's going to come and translate. And she kind of thinks this is kind of weird and kind of volatile too. So it's just not a good time for Jen. Let's just say that. What's going on out there? Easily distracted. Jen, feels he's really lying to her. I mean, she's got a lot on her mind. Now, is Rishi lying to her because he thinks he can get away with it? Or is this really a case of miscommunication? To me, it's a red flag. But Jen needs to know before she and Rishi can move forward. So we didn't get to see, let's see, where's my notes here? Oh, where'd that truck come from? So they say they make their plan, blah, 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 and that's all we saw there. Then we moved to Chris and Jamie. And we see Chris chatting with her mom. And her mom's concerned that Chris is actually a sugar mama for Jamie because, from what Chris has said, Jamie was supposed to have gotten a job. All she wants is money. No matter how much money Chris sends, Jamie complains it's not enough, and all the red flag stuff. So her mom remarks that she wonders if two drama queens are right for each other, and Chris agrees with her. But from Chris's perspective, get this, I'm not looking over. Jamie has placed all of their household's financial burdens on Chris's shoulders. She quit her old job, with Chris's blessing, we might add, but does not have a new one yet, and Chris cannot work in Colombia. So she sees her time in Alabama as a sacrifice that she's making for their marriage, so she feels that Jamie does not appreciate her for it. And she recently sent her $1,000, and it still wasn't enough to pay all the bills, and blah, blah, blah. And Chris resents being the sole breadwinner. And, of course, Mama says that what she's describing is a kept woman, and it is at the moment that something has to change. So I guess she's going to be going back now. Now, it's been quite a few months, 3-4 months, since she left for 2 weeks. So what's Jamie's side of the story? Well, Jamie meets with her friend, one of her male friends, and she says she feels like Chris has abandoned her and broken her promises as her partner and as her wife. I thought she looked terrible, even though she had all the makeup and stuff on. To me, she looked really, kind of like she lost weight and stuff in her face. So she hasn't told anybody else about what's going on until she goes and meets her friend Alex, and she says it's not just about the physical absence. I understand she has to work, but she says she cannot reach Chris, and when they do, they talk, but they clash and argue, and that perhaps in person things would be better. She says she's trying to find a job, and she might have mentioned this before, but she has a hard time finding one because she's actually Venezuelan. And not every prospective employer is willing to consider her. So she acknowledges that this just isn't just a Chris issue. Their apartment's expensive and she's the one who chose it, but she misses her wife. And even if Chris were paying every single bill, she'd rather get to see her, which, for the record, is what makes this different from a sugar baby situation, according to. So he's honest with her, friend. Tells her, hey, so it's 5 months. 5 months is a long time. He would have left her by now, broken up with her, but Jamie wants to hear Chris out. They do clearly love each other, and blah, 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 blah. Then we get to Nicole and Mahmoud. Well, she finally decides that she wants to go back to the States, and she goes out shopping with Fatima, who is his sister-in-law. So Fatima is married to Mahmoud's brother, and Fatima was from China, and so she's been over there a couple of years. But she said it took about a year to kind of, get used to things there, and So they had a good time. What kind of grossed me out was they went shopping. I mean, shopping for food, like veggies. But they stopped to look at these chickens. And she says, oh, we could always buy a chicken. And there's all these live chickens squawking away. And he pulls one out. And I thought, oh, my God, if he it's that chicken's neck, I'm going to, you know. Luckily, they decided that $3.43 or whatever it was too much. And they just went on and got all of their veggies. And then they sat and talked when they got back to Mahmoud's mother's house. And Fatima says she kind of understands, you know, that why she wants to go back. But, you know, she's got to talk to Mahmoud about it. Well, Mahmoud decides to take Nicole out for a surprise. Well, his plan was for them to adopt a cat, which she loves cats and would love to have one. But now she's thinking it's not cool to get a cat if I might be, you know, she might be leaving. So they didn't get one. And she mentions a desire to return to the U.S. What was she? She was wearing something last night that reminded me of something. I can't remember. Oh, a Scotch tape. The outfit she had on, which of course she wears everything up to her neck. He can't complain about her not covering up herself. The plaid and everything on it. But, excuse me, reminded me of the Scotch tape that's not clear, but the cloudier Scotch tape, you know. She looked like a Scotch tape holder. So she told him that she's thinking she wants to go back, but she wants to know, would he really come with her if she goes? Because they had already started the visa process. And would he have a problem with going with her to the U.S. and seeing how he likes it? You know, and if that doesn't work out either, then they're going to have to come up with something else. But so we'll see what happens, you know. They've got 2 episodes left of the season. What is it? Season 4, episode 12. Let me double check. I don't want to mislead you. 2 regular episodes left. And then they have, season 4, episode 12. And then they've got the tell-alls. I can't wait. Oh, man. Just my little previews, little excerpts I've seen is going to be a good one. So, what do you guys think? What's going to happen when Chris gets back with Jamie? Is Gabby gonna leave real quickly to get away from Usama? You know, stay tuned. What are Rishi's parents going to say or react? How are they going to react when the girls tell them that, you know, she's engaged to Rishi? I'll be back next week to tell you. So please comment below, share, like, and subscribe. And I hope you're all having a good week. I love you all. Bye.